right now, Khamzat Chimaev, the Wolf. You've grappled with him. He's got a big fight against DDP, Dricus Du Plessis, someone you've had a lot of rounds with. After feeling those men, how does that fight play out?
Khamzat is very good at wrestling. He's very good on the ground. The longevity of the fight hasn't been his best. I put a lot of rounds in with DDP, and he don't go away. That's the way DDP goes. He manages to get through, weathers the storms, and he keeps going. That's what champions do, and that's why DDP is on top.
I don't know if Khamzat Chimaev is going to be able to knock him out. And if he goes with the first part of the cardiovascular aspect where let's get your cardio so good you can go 45 minutes rather than 25. If he goes down that direction, then yes, I think he is going to have to look for a decision victory winning 3 rounds.
Dricus Du Plessis looks in great shape in his latest training videos and is ready to defend his middleweight title against Khamzat Chimaev at UFC 319. Fans are excited for this big fight, and UFC fighters are sharing their opinions about it. Caio Borralho admitted he slightly favors Khamzat Chimaev in a potential fight against Dricus Du Plessis, even though betting against Dricus hasn't worked out for him before. He believes Khamzat could finish the fight early, possibly in the first or second round, but also thinks that if Dricus can survive the early pressure, his size and toughness could help him take control later in the match.
I think it's gonna take for DDP to stuff the takedowns in here and still.
Bro, this is crazy because I always bet against DDP and he always shut in my mouth. But I'm feeling like this can be a fight as fast as the fight with Khamzat and Whitaker, like finishing the first round or beginning of the second round, you know. 60% of me say that Khamzat will finish this fight like real fast, but 40% says that Dricus, with his size and height and his weight, he's a big guy for the division. I think he can stop the takedowns or even survive the first 2 rounds, and then the fight gets better for him. So I'm 60-40 on these 2 options.
Kenny Florian, while speaking with John Anik, emphasized how dangerous Khamzat Chimaev is in the opening round. He mentioned a conversation with Brian Petrie, who suggested Khamzat might be the best first-round fighter in UFC history. And Florian agreed. He pointed out how quickly Khamzat dismantled Robert Whitaker, noting that whether it's a takedown, a submission, or a knockout, Khamzat can end a fight in an instant.
Brian Petrie and I were talking about this, but Petrie was saying he's probably the best first-round fighter in UFC history, and he could be right. And people forget, yeah, we just saw him, crush the jaw of Robert Whitaker. Yes, he could do that as well. So he can take you down and maul you. He can submit you. And he can knock your ass out on the feet as well. And he can do it in a blink of an eye. That's how explosive Khamzat Chimaev is.
Kenny Florian said he's especially interested to see what happens if Dricus Du Plessis can survive Khamzat Chimaev's early onslaught. He described Khamzat as a whirlwind in the opening rounds, but believes the real challenge would come if the fight goes longer. Kenny even admitted he'd be more impressed by a decision win from Khamzat than a quick finish, as it would prove he has more depth in his game. It's that unpredictability, he said, that makes this matchup so exciting.
If DDP is able to survive the early rounds against that whirlwind juggernaut in Khamzat Chimaev, that's when the fight gets really interesting to me. And I said this, and I've been thinking about this a lot. If Khamzat is able to win the fight by decision, that would be more impressive to me than in an early finish against DDP. But dude, that fight can go so many different ways. That's what makes this sport and the UFC so intriguing. I can't wait.
Similarly, Brendan Schaub called Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus Du Plessis a massive fight, largely because of Dricus' size and toughness. He said an early finish by Khamzat wouldn't be surprising, but what he really wants to see is how Khamzat performs in the later rounds. Schaub noted that neither fighter has faced an opponent quite like the other, which is what makes this matchup so intriguing.
Big, right? Khamzat's big. DDP's my size. I don't know if you know. Nowhere. You seen the picture of him and Bisping? Bisping's a big dude. DDP dwarfs big. DDP walks around about 240. The first round, of course, if Khamzat, and if it ends before 2 rounds, it's Khamzat all day. I would extend that after seeing this to even the first 3 rounds. 4 and 5 is what I want to see. I want to see Khamzat in the 4th and 5th. And if Khamzat's lighting his ass up, because DDP is going to be tough to finish. So if Khamzat's in the 4th and 5th finish him, then you got one. So for Khamzat, it's going to be dealing with that mass.
Who has DDP fought that's even close to that style, that explosive, shoot from 10 feet out, grab you, not let go till he gets what he wants?
That's why it's a great fight.
Oh,
because DDP hasn't fought anybody like Khamzat, and Khamzat hasn't fought anybody like DDP.
Stephen Thompson sees this fight as a real challenge for Khamzat Chimaev, especially if it goes into the later rounds. He believes Dricus Du Plessis' strength and unorthodox style could cause problems as the fight progresses and feels. Dricus has a solid chance if he can survive the early pressure.
It's a tough one for Khamzat Chimaev. Du Plessis, his awkwardness makes him very difficult to deal with. He's got great grappling. He's a very strong opponent. If he can weather the storm in a five and a round fight, I'm leaning towards Du Plessis. We saw what Gilbert Burns did, but obviously Khamzat Chimaev, he's made some changes. He's evolving. He's getting better. He's strong. Oh man, I would love to see Du Plessis win it. I'm leaning towards Du Plessis because I think it's a very tough fight. Very tough fight. Khamzat's notorious for fatiguing later on in the rounds, and if it's a 5-round fight.
UFC legend Daniel Cormier also weighed in on Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus Du Plessis, warning people not to underestimate DDP just because of his unorthodox style. He joked that Dricus fights like Homer Simpson, but still manages to win. Cormier admitted Dricus has surprised him by beating top opponents and believes he's a serious challenge for anyone, even
DDP and Khamzat Chimaev.
Yeah.
Who emerges from that?
The DDP, man, he is something else, bro. So long we thought he just was bad. He's not. He's really good. He's like really, really good.
Did you ever see that thing with him and like he's like they show like a clips of Homer Simpson like doing everything wrong and somehow winning, and they kind of show like the same.
Dude.
That is
bro.
hilarious.
He was just I was like, okay, so Izzy's gonna just counter him. He's too good. And he got Izzy bad. He was all over Izzy. I mean, he put it on Sean Strickland bad.
Yeah.
That last time. Like,
you gotta respect that style.
He's good, man. He's so big, he's so strong, and he's...
UFC legend Daniel Cormier said Khamzat Chimaev would likely have the advantage early if the fight starts fast, but momentum could shift if it goes longer. He believes Dricus Du Plessis is built for a full 5-round battle, and the real question is whether Khamzat can maintain that kind of pace over 25 minutes.
Khamzat, in a sprint, can't stay with him. DDP can't stay with him. But I think if the fight goes long, it starts to get interesting. Because I think Dricus is there for 25 minutes. Khamzat needs to be there for 25 minutes also.
Daniel Cormier believes that after Khamzat Chimaev's dominant win over Robert Whittaker, it's no surprise he's the betting favorite against Dricus Du Plessis. He noted the odds are around -180 and felt that was fair, but also admitted he's stopped doubting Dricus after the way he's handled his recent opponents.
I think right now it favors. Because I know you can't make obviously a prediction, but who you think it favors right now? Because looking at the way Khamzat just disposed of Robert Whittaker.
Robert Whittaker was crazy. So I think, and DDP is gonna be like, what the hell, dude? I think when the line comes out, and I'm pretty sure it's out already, you guys can check it. Khamzat will probably be a favorite. And I think it's because of what you see.
Yeah, -180.
Khamzat is -180. And I think just when you look at it, that's probably
pretty big
about right. But I don't know, man. I'm done doubting Dricus.
On the other hand, Gilbert Burns sees Dricus Du Plessis as a tough matchup for Khamzat Chimaev, especially if the fight goes beyond the early storm. From their time training together, he believes Dricus has the strength and conditioning to push through and take control in the later rounds. In his view, the longer the fight lasts, the more it could swing in Dricus' favor.
I train with Dricus a lot. Dricus is actually a very, very good fighter. Crazy cardio, very physically strong. He's a very hard fight to predict. I think Chimaev is going to start very strong like he always do. I do believe Dricus can kind of slow him down, don't get submitted, relax a little bit. But I do believe Dricus, if he get past that first round, I think that's the hardest part. What I think he will do, I think he's going to pass, and then he's going to be a nightmare for Chimaev. I think Dricus is a monster, hits very hard, doesn't break, good gas tank. I do believe Dricus is going to beat Chimaev and remain the champion.
However, Eddie Alvarez leaned toward Khamzat Chimaev because of his raw power and relentless pressure, but he didn't completely count out Dricus Du Plessis. He described Dricus as tough, unpredictable, and mentally strong traits that make him dangerous in any fight, no matter the odds.
I think it's hard to bet against Chimaev for me. The guy's a powerhouse, but I can't pick that. Yeah, Dricus is like this odd character for me. Like I never really, watching him aesthetically, it don't all look perfect. It's very like, it doesn't look, aesthetically, it doesn't look good, but he gets the job done. His conditioning's crazy. He's one of the hardest workers in the entire sport, and he finds a way. He's one of them guys who find a way, regardless of how it looks. So you can never count him out. But I think Chimaev, if it goes past round 2,
Bilal Muhammad also backed Khamzat Chimaev in a potential fight with Dricus Du Plessis and warned fans not to underestimate Khamzat's cardio. While he acknowledged Dricus's awkward style, he believed Khamzat could dominate if he stayed calm early and managed his energy instead of forcing quick takedowns. That wraps up today's video. Let us know your thoughts on the Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus Du Plessis matchup in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this highly anticipated showdown.